So this charming little Les Paul is a 2016 Gibson limited edition Les Paul Special Plus 2H. Now, the eagle-eyed amongst you will no doubt have deduced what the 2H is for, as it is a dual humbucker guitar, this one being a limited edition, as opposed to the typical dual P90s you would find in a Les Paul Special. But it doesn't stop there. There are one or two other cool little limited edition features on this one worth pointing out, and we'll also take a look at this guitar as a whole. So firstly, this is the vintage Sunburst colourway. These came in a natural finish and a vintage Sunburst, and this is by far my favourite. It's got some lovely straight graining to it as well. Nice aesthetic on the body. So the first thing, obviously, aside from the pickups, which I've briefly touched on and we'll come back to, is it's the stock Tunematic Nashville and stop-bar tailpiece arrangement, which is instead of the wraparound tailpiece that one would expect on a Les Paul Special, and that gives you superior intonation with the Tunematic there rather than just having the wraparound tailpiece. So premium feature there, and obviously aids intonation, as I say. One other thing to mention about the tailpiece here is that it is the variant that has the Allen key inserts in the top of the posts, which makes it much easier to adjust than using the thumb wheels. We've got the cool black top hat knobs as standard on this guitar. Top hat knobs are just a bit more sturdy than speed knobs, less prone to cracking, and these ones are the sort of vintage correct 50s style top hats. So a nice cool little appointment. Moving on to the pickups, this is the Gibson 490R 490T set. Some of the best Gibson pickups if you're into your rock music or music that requires a little bit of overdrive. These drive really well, and loads of sustain, plenty of output, and just the job. These are a limited release of open coil zebra bobbin pickups. Difficult to find on the used market now, long since discontinued, but they're on this guitar as standard. Don't the zebras just look super cool on this? Another little quirk is this pickguard, which, if you know your Les Paul Specials, will know this is not the typical. This is the Les Paul standard pickguard shape that has been modified for this model only, and is a direct mount into the top in the same style as a Les Paul Special with its quirky pickguard shape, but this is the standard pickguard shape, but a direct mount, as I say. Just makes it look much more like a Les Paul. Got our standard three-way switching, and nice to see at this price point we have a bound rosewood board with dot inlays, and it's a nice rich brown piece of rosewood. Not dark on this one, but I think it matches really nicely with the centre burst colour on the body. Moving up to the headstock end, we have our stock original nut, which is nice. We also have the Gibson headstock, which again at this price point, it's a full-size Gibson headstock, not like a Melody Maker, nothing trimmed down. And we also have the Cluson Deluxe style tuners, but with the quintessential Les Paul Special plastic button machine heads. We also have the Les Paul Special silk screen on the front of the headstock, stock truss rod cover, as we can see, the stock Gibson Deluxe tuners, double line inscribed on the back, that little white tinge to the serial number is just residual buffing compound from the factory. You'll find that on pretty much every new Gibson, especially ones that you can see with a black headstock back. The neck is a nice slim taper 60s. The back of the neck is as near as damn it immaculate on this. And we have our black back with, surprise feature, a belly cut on this model. Very rare to find on Gibson Les Pauls, but this, in conjunction with a slightly thinner Les Paul Special body, makes this really ergonomic and easy to play, especially when sitting down. So if you play a lot sitting down, this may well be something at this price that you may want to pick up. So saying as we're looking at the back, let's take a look at condition. Now being black, it will show all the marks under the light. I have my little trusty light shining directly onto this. It's pretty clean, there's very light sort of swirling and what have you, but hardly anything of note. So having checked the sides, again it's very similar to the back. We're just looking at light playware that just really won't show up on this camera. No real dings, just very light stuff in the clear coat that you'll see when you shine a light directly on it. But yeah, we've seen some people putting videos on the internet that stuff like that's been appearing on their new black Gibsons, so really nothing untoward at all. The front, again, very clean. Very clean indeed, following it round. Moving on to our control area. There's a little tiny area in the middle where there's a very small clear coat impression, but I don't even think that'll show up on the camera. This is a really clean example. Probably as clean as you'll find, considering these are 2016 run only. Pretty difficult to come across in any condition, let alone this one. So there we have the Gibson Les Paul Special Plus 2H Limited Edition. This guitar is for sale on Reverb. The case is for demonstration purposes only, and aftermarket cases are very cheap should you wish to procure one. I hope you found this informative, and yeah, thank you very much for watching, and do take care.